Hey there, Chief Architect users. Today we are going to be looking at how we can turn this jumbled mess of callouts into this much nicer, cleaner callout right here. We are also going to be looking at some different applications for this same technique, which will allow us to move our elevation callouts and our elevation views or cross-section views independently of each other. And the reason you'd want to do this is number one, so that you can get these much cleaner looking callouts. And number two, so that you are able to move your elevation views without messing up the way the view looks. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's come over here to this plan and let's take a look at this elevation. You'll see that we can see the linen closet right here. Because of where this callout is positioned, its elevation or section line is behind this wall. But if we want to move the callout, let's say, for example, for whatever reason, we want to move it here, we now lose that section of the section. And so it can be difficult to order these in the way you want them without messing up the way the views actually look. In addition to that, we have very limited options as far as the customization options for these section views. We have some options here in the plan display that allow us to change basic things like the size and the location of the callout, but really we don't have that many options. And so the way we go from that to this is by using callouts, these callouts that are up here. And we use these callouts to link to our elevation view rather than using the elevation view camera. And so if I unhide this layer, our camera's elevation, let's see, right there, you can see that all of our actual elevation callouts are exactly where they were before, and we just have them hidden. And you can either hide them here in your layers, or you can select them and say don't display as a callout. If you do it this way, then it'll still show up as a camera, but it won't show up here on your layout sheet. So depending on what you do, you can have different options for that. And basically all we've done here is we've gone in here, created a call out like this, and we link that call out right here to our plan, and we link it to the corresponding section view that we want. And so in this case, we are looking at the east wall. We'll click OK on that. And then we come up here to call out, and under our label, we want our label to be the linked callout label. And so whatever label we have here under our elevation is also the label we have here. And then we've just positioned these. And I turned this off just by turning off the line color, or by setting it to white over here. So that's how come we don't get this. And so now we can move this independently wherever we want it. It's just its own callout, but it always will link back to this particular wall elevation. So hopefully that makes sense. This middle section here is also just a callout. We place down the callout, and we want to link it to the plan view, the view that we're currently on, which is our architectural half-inch plan in this case. And then for our callout, we want our primary callout label to be the linked page label, which is our A3 sheet. And that way, if we move this plan anywhere on our different layouts, the page number will always read correctly. And then to get those different arrows, we come here to the attributes and we just add 4 arrows right down here. And then we add our other callouts going around it like that. And so basically you have something that is functionally the same as the elevation callout itself, but can be moved independently. So in addition to creating these interior wall elevation callouts, we can use this same technique for exterior elevations. And let me show you a case where that might be helpful. So let's say we have this elevation view right here. And we like this elevation view. We like that it shows the tree. We like where the terrain is at. And that is where we want our elevation view, is we want it right there. But in the plan view, we want the call out to be much closer. The problem is, drag this over here. The problem that we run into with doing that is if we move this elevation camera / callout down to where we want the callout to be located, it changes our elevation view. And so there's not really a way to position the callout where we want it without also changing the camera. And so we can leave it right back here where it is, create another callout. You can see this is just a callout right here. And we again linked it to the view callout label. So my elevation view is E1, so we get E1 here on top, and the page at the bottom, and here it is linked to this elevation right here. And now we have a callout that can be moved independently anywhere we want it without changing what our elevations actually look like. So this can be adjusted without worrying about screwing up any fine tuning we've done over here. And if we double click it, it's functionally identical. It still opens up this layout. The other thing this allows us to do is have additional customization options, such as the callout's much superior ability to scale itself and draw extra arrows. We can draw arrows with that handle. We can reposition the arrow very easily. We can draw arrows coming out of it. And we can even, using this handle right here, resize the callout freely. So those aren't things you can do with the actual callout label. The only thing you could do is move this along its line. And there are some basic ways to change the size, but that's really it. And so one of the big limitations that this has is in the case of full building sections here. If we just have this default elevation callout, that doesn't really do a good job of conveying the information of what that callout is showing. And so this callout is showing a full building elevation, but you wouldn't really know it just from looking at it here in the plan. Now there is the option to go here in this dialog box and set it to display on both sides. But that creates, this is much more visibly a section through the building, but the problem that creates is this big solid line running through your house. And that may not be such a big deal on a small little project like this, but when you're handling a much larger, much more complex project with millions of lines going all over the place, it's just unnecessary chaos. And so what we can do is, again, create another callout like we've done here and link it back to our section view using the link tab. And then we just add our section line. And all I've done here is copy this, and then we drag it down to where we want it, which would be here, and then switch our section line around like that. And I much prefer this method of showing a section, so we would just hide this. And now we have our elevation camera back here. We have our section camera here, but the callouts that are actually displayed on the plan are these nice ones here. And same thing with our first example of using these. So I hope that helps you guys to clean up your plans, and also you see the possibilities that that allows you as far as having more options for displaying your callouts. I know that's something that I've found frustrating with the software, and I'm very happy that I finally discovered a solution. So if you guys need any other tips in Chief Architect, or there's any other topics you'd like me to cover in a video, please let me know. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.